Hello, happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Leo full moon. This is your Astro weather update from February 1st today to February 7th, and I have my handy dandy notes. This is going to be a longer video, so if you don't want to watch it, maybe you save it for later. I appreciate that, but please leave a comment so I know if this resonates with you or not. So today is Sunday, February 1st. We have a Leo full moon at 13 degrees. I have several videos about the moon. Hopefully it has helped, excuse me, you shed and come back and reignite your fire. I hope that for you. We also have Saturn and Pisces sextiling Uranus and Taurus, and that's going to be going on for all of this week. It's about building the bridge from your dreams and your reality. If things have felt slow or stuck, this aspect is asking you, like, what structures have you put in place to really support the way you want to live your life when it comes to security, stability, and your resources? And are you standing in the power of that? So you might feel like your self-worth, your security, or direction has been tested. I'm sure, like, we've all been going through it. And you might be feeling a little confused, and I think that's going to last quite a bit of time. So we gotta rest. This is your chance to look inward and liberate yourself with intention. I don't think any of these things are going to be quick fixed overnight. So this is just really an opportunity for you to have some awareness and then chill. Also, all this week, we have Mercury conjunct Venus in Aquarius. So really clear, sharp communication. Either you're giving or someone is giving to you. This could be romantic partnerships. This can be work related, because Venus does deal with our finances. So this could be contracts. This could be any of those kind of things as well. So it doesn't only mean romantic partnerships. This could be friendships for sure, because it's Aquarius. On Monday, February the 2nd, we have the moon in Leo square Uranus and Taurus. And just FYI, for the rest of this week, the planets that are in Aquarius right now are going to be squaring Uranus and Taurus. So lots of like shaking out of things, lots of new information, maybe even shocking information coming to fruition when it comes to your one-to-one relationships, when it comes to your securities, your stability, your home space. Lots of that happening this week. So the square Uranus and Taurus, and then we have an opposition. Then it's going to oppose, the moon is going to oppose Venus, Mercury, and Aquarius. So lots of trying to balance the news that you might have gotten over the weekend from whatever sources, and you're trying to like integrate those things. And I think this is going to be our like leave it or take it. I don't think there is much space for compromise here. So if you feel like you've over-compromised, or you just are done with whatever situationship, relationship, friendship, partnership, this might be the time where you're just like, yeah, you do whatever you want to do. There's just lots of tension where people feel constricted and restricted, and they want liberation. They want to be in their full authenticity. So it could be quite fisticuffy this week. And then on Tuesday, February 3rd, Uranus finally stations direct at 27 degrees of Taurus. I'm going to do a separate video that talks about the Sabian symbol of Taurus at a 28. I think we all need to hear it. I'm so excited that Uranus has finally will finally station direct, being a Leo rising. And then I'm even more excited that it's about to get the fuck out of Taurus. So hopefully you're feeling the same way. Maybe this is a boot of clarity for you, a boot of like, okay, we can make good on our plans. You just couldn't figure it out before. Yeah. Oh, I can do the Sabian symbol now. The Sabian symbol for 28 Taurus is a woman pursued by nature. Why did I say that? A mature romance. This speaks to delayed joy, second chances, and meaningful experiences that arrive later than expected. But it hits deeper because of it, because this is a time where you thought like you will never find the love of your life, or never find that career, never have that. Your dream will not come into reality. And this is the moment where it all finally clicks for you. And if you're in your midlife crisis, or your Pluto trine Pluto, you probably understand this moment more, or Pluto square Pluto as well, that this is just like you're at a time where you're like, when is it going to be my turn? And so with Uranus and Taurus stationing direct, you might now feel, aha, this is what it was all for. This is what I'm about to walk into. So hopefully that is great for you. On the same day, the moon has moved into Virgo, but it will oppose the south node and conjunct the north node. This is one of the few last times we're going to see this before the node switch to Leo and Aquarius. So, you know, once again, stop with the old patterns and rest and be easy, okay? On Wednesday, February 4th, Mercury squares Uranus. So definitely some crazy ass communication. Maybe you had a contract that was supposed to be signed and they're like, nah, we're not about that life anymore. You're like, what? I'm sorry, what? So lots of insight, tech glitches. I can see banking problems. Maybe your app for your bank isn't working. Maybe like your rent didn't go through, your mortgage, something like is just really weird that happens today. So just watch what you're saying, watch the submit button, watch what you're putting out there on social media, watch what you're intaking on social media on Wednesday. Also worth noting, I probably should do a whole video on this one, but Neptune, as soon as it entered Aries, it went into a sextile with Pluto and Aquarius. So I think a lot of us have felt like, oh, and it felt like we were like hazy, groggy, hangover, very Neptune and Pisces overish-y, and we now are getting a little bit clearer and a lot more clarity on lots of things. So it's just something in the background that is allowing us to get really kind of clear about our dreams, our reality, our dreams and our reality, and like how we need to move forward in that. So new forms are really being formed. Friday, February 6th, Mercury finally leaves Aquarius and enters Pisces, and the sun squares Uranus. Once again, just lots of like, what the fuck is going on energy, especially when it comes to your ego versus stability, security. So this could be our leaders being like, doing some crazy shit. This could be you telling people like, I this is not a good vibe for me anymore. And then Mercury into Pisces, really dreaming again, really saying like, you know, Mercury doesn't necessarily really like being in Pisces, but it's like we are really trying to hit our intuition is going to be locked in. So we really need to respect that. So don't be surprised if you have a dream or you're daydreaming more than usual. The symbol, I'll talk about symbols, Sabian symbol for Pisces out of one later. But the sun square Uranus is just really going to want us to either say all the things or just like not want to fuck with people, okay? And then finally we're at February 7th. The moon enters Scorpio, and it immediately trines Mercury and Pisces. So a water trine in the sky, which I like. It is what it is. The moon slides into Scorpio and immediately makes that trine. It's very intuitive, you know that. And this, I think, is going to be the culmination of everything that you heard this week, everything that you read this week, everything that you felt this week, that you might have communicated or you did communicate. This is when we get that like, yeah, that was it. That was right. So pay attention to your gut feelings, your dreams, and emotional undercurrents. It's a good day to journal, to maybe have a heart-to-heart with someone. And let me know if you like this. I know it's a long video, but these are going to be posted on YouTube now because, you know, who the fuck knows what's going on with TikTok.